6 split.
Right.
So accordingly, I guess I've had to use a lot of the similar methods with the students because I've been dealing with the same grades in the same room. However, there is definitely a change that takes place in grade 6 in terms of their um, social influences, I would say, and that has a big impact on classroom management, or can have a big impact on classroom management. Um, I think a big part of managing the students in grade 6, or a class of grade 6 students, has to do with understanding the individual and, unfortunately, sometimes understanding the difficult dynamics that can happen within that class. Grade 6.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, so no, it really helps to have that familiarity, and I've built a relationship with them,
The
hopefully.
relationship,
Yeah.
really. Okay.
Whether it's
Yeah.
because of extracurriculars or just saying hi to them in the hall.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
I know I think that there is a somewhat of a difference, and I do have to think some of it has to do with you've got a different social um, emphasis. The grade 6s are already building big networks on social media.
Right.
They there's the boy girl thing that happens usually around spring for the grade 6s, and they're pulling away somewhat from their families, I suppose, and forming allegiances within the classroom.
Okay.
So you do have cliques developing, and I find that that can sometimes, or you can find cliques sometimes, some years, and strategic seating, again, knowing who your students are and what may lead to some distractions, is crucial. But you just have to be that much more careful in, I think, the older grades to ensure that they're with a group that they are compatible with. That's always an issue, but it's even more so. You're not just thinking about either having a heterogeneous or a homogeneous group, but you're also thinking of what the dynamic's going to be here, and do I have to really be careful about this, including this particular person in this group?
Right, and you really need to know about those people and their personalities and the history, like you were talking about.
Absolutely.
So that really, really helps. As kids might try to exclude because they want to be on the in-group, or, you know, saying, so if that one child doesn't really suit their group, it could be exclusion, which would be very, very hard, especially for the learning challenges, right?
Exactly. And you know, certain students who might be ostracized in a certain situation, and and they're very shy about opening up about it, and all of these things are going to affect their ability to learn. And I guess the theme I'm hitting on time and time again is just how much that social component has an effect on their learning, and how I'm going to approach any particular learning situation.
You've got all these complex underlying issues.
Yes.
Yes, and one of the things I was thinking of investigating was introducing social media in the class in an ethical sense, where you don't necessarily post online unless it's like a blog where everyone has access and it's a specific topic that gives them that opportunity to discuss online. Those kind of aspects is part of my inquiry, confirming my thought that yes, grade 4 or 5 that compared to grade 6 is very different. So it's not just, should not necessarily all be lumped into junior.
I do think that because we've talked before about it being a transition year, it's a bridging year.
Yeah.
I can see some utility in having some groupings 4, 5, 6, some groupings 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap it up there. Thank you so much, Ms. Mayla.
You're
very much
very
appreciate
welcome.
it. Okay.
Yeah,
take care. Bye. Ms. Catanzaro has experience as well with grade 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. So in my personal experience, grade 4s still love their teacher and they still love coming to school, and they are actively engaged in most things that you give them. Like right off the bat, you don't have to do much. They're really focused and they're interested. But by grade 5, I find that the social bit of school takes over, and that becomes the focus. It's more about clicks or cliques, however you say it. You know, how their friends perceive them, how well are they doing in school? How do they perform? And just comparing them to, they're comparing themselves to other people in their class.
Right.
And I feel like that becomes the focus. Get attention. It becomes more. How much attention can I get?
Oh, so it starts in grade 5 already.
Starting in grade 5, towards the end of grade 5, going into grade 6.
Right.
Grade 5, yeah, it's already, you actually see the separation between the students.
Okay.
Classroom management in grade 4, you have a lot of fun with it. I do something called Give Me 5, where I raise my hand, I ask the kids to give me 5, they raise their hand, they know to be quiet, sit still, whatever. It works beautifully.
Wow. Okay.
I've done things where I make noises, so grade 4 classroom can be really loud because they're all busy working together. So I'll do something like bump, bada, bump, bump, and then they answer back bump, bump, and they stop instantly, and it's fun. Grade 5, if I did that, they'd probably look at me with, cross-eyed, like, is this lady crazy?
Wow.
So it's more, I think when you get to grade 5 and get to grade 6, you have to treat them almost like more of mini adults.
Right.
Grade 6. I've had a lot of kids that are just like, they're at school to make friends, to hang out with their friends, to socialize, and that's it.
Yeah, the last thing on the list would be to learn.
Their teacher and learning.
Yeah.
Not really interested.
Teacher went from being up here in grade 4 to being way down here in grade 6. Wow.
Totally. And so you really have to find out what grade 6s are interested in.
Right.
What do they know how to do in terms of technology, and then play with it. We do something, or I've done in the past, PowerPoints, and now we're moving into something called Prezzies and doing Prezi presentations. I've done things before, like instead of doing a biography, do a Facebook page, design a Facebook page for somebody who's
using
famous.
social media, they love that.
Use social media, use technology. What kinds of resources would you use? Go to as many 21st century workshops as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Immerse yourself in technology.
Like, have you ever tried Kahoot?
No, but I've heard a lot about Kahoot.
Okay, it's hilarious. It's great, yeah.
Kahoot is a good thing.
Yeah.
You can do surveys. I have classroom discussions. I might have them journal about things that they're doing.
Okay, that might come out even more, right? Those who don't want to speak up.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
They're journaling about stuff. I've had boy group and girl groups in my classes before. I find in grade 5, sorry, I should have mentioned that. By grade 5, you need to have a girl group and a boy group going, maybe during lunchtime.
Right.
The girls can all sit together and talk about girl stuff that they might want to not discuss when boys are in the room.
Right.
Your students. Be aware of their interests. I think that that's really important. I think that teachers that find a disconnect with their students are teachers who don't take the time to actually have conversations with their kids and get to know them. Even the naughty ones.
Even the naughty ones have to be
naughty
loved.
Ones. Sit down, have a chit chat with them, develop that rapport, and you know what? Usually that behavior sort of disappears.
Wow, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Ms. Catanzaro. It was very kind of you.